Come here. Hey. Come here. Good.
It's a little fuzzy for this recording.
So it's a little fuzzy. Is everything straight? Okay. How about on the YouTube? Okay. Now let's get it cracking. Shalom.
Shalom.
We are the ISUPK coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, at the Commander General Yohana. And today's topic is for the women on how to get a husband. Well, first, what we're going to go into is how not to try and get a husband. You know, the wrong approach to actually doing so. We're going to go into that first. All right. We're going to start with Ecclesiastes in the Bible, chapter 7 and verse 26. Because there's a wrong approach, and this is the Christian approach. You see what I'm saying? This is the Christian approach right here, and this is the approach that we should that the sisters should not do. You see what I'm saying? Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 26.
Ecclesiastes 7 and 26. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is in snares.
No, whose heart is snares.
Ecclesiastes 7, 26. And I find more bitter than death a woman's whose heart is snares and in nets.
No, yeah, take your time. Yeah, whose heart is snares
and nets.
You know what I'm saying?
And I find more bitter than death a woman whose heart is snares and nets.
A woman whose heart is snares and nets. Can anybody tell me what this is talking about? I'm quite sure every brother's done been through this before, and a lot of brothers are in it right now. Can anybody elaborate what this is talking about? Now, notice, take it from the top, read it slow.
And I find more bitter than death a woman whose heart is snares and nets.
A woman whose heart is snares and nets. Let's break down what is a snare. Go ahead.
It's a trap that you use when you're hunting.
Right. It's something to capture you. You see what I'm saying? And a net is used to do what?
Also to capture.
Right. To capture, but to also keep. You see what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? To trap and to keep. And it says her heart is snares and nets. Means she's always trying to find a way to trap you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Just like her father, who?
Pastor.
Yeah, then you on to it. Yeah, you on to it. Let's bring it a little more UPK home. Azah. Yeah.
What was you saying, sir?
I said, the brother said the pastor, he was on to it, right? I said, just like her father, who? According to the scripture.
The white devil.
Right. According to, you are of your father, the devil.
Right.
Now, the female form of this, because Esau was what? What was he? He was a cunning what?
Hunter.
He was a cunning hunter. You see what I'm saying? So his heart is snares and nets. And this woman who worships her grandmother, right?
Right.
Who worships her grandmother. And this is what I don't care what religion some sister claim to be, right? She could be a Muslim. She could be a Buddhist. She could be all of that. But she's a Christian specifically because black people worship their grandmothers.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And just like I brought out in the last class, you got Jesus, Martin Luther King, and Grandma. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the Negro's holy trinity right there. You see what I'm saying? So, and her grandmother, you know what I'm saying, was the white man's servant, his maid. You know, anybody ever see that movie, Look Who's Coming to Dinner, with Sidney Poitier? It's an old movie. It's a movie that takes place back in, I guess, the 50s, 60s, something like that. You know, but how evil that black woman, she was the maid, you know, and he was coming to dinner. He was like, met the white woman in college or some garbage like that. But he came over to dinner and she was more bitter towards him than anybody, than all the white people that was even there. Her father, mother, all of that. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And the movie was called Look Who's Coming to Dinner. And that black woman who was the maid, you know what I'm saying, who loved the white man, was more bitter towards him because she was the expression of their anger while they was playing their anger off. Anybody, y'all understand that, right?
Kind of concept.
All right. So, and this woman, she was also representing being asexual. Asexual means you don't really have a sex.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because you have the maid, right? And then you have like the bed witch. I'm just going to go with those two, you know what I'm saying? The maid, you know, who is like asexual, the big black woman that ain't got no man, like certain celebrities and all of that, right?
Right.
Because that would usually be the traditional role. It would be like asexual, just like the little, like the fiddler and all of that. You see what I'm saying? It's the male part of that.
Right.
The fiddler and stuff like that. They were asexual. And with the high voice, and he would be the one pretty much advertising for massa, right?
Right.
He would be like asexual, you know what I'm saying? Just like, pretty much not, having a mate, seemingly not to desire one, right?
Right.
Not sounding like a male, but not sounding like a female either.
Right.
He'll be somewhere in the middle, right? Well, damn near you couldn't even tell what the hell this person's sex was. You see what I'm saying? While on the other hand, the counterpart to that was the black female who was big, right? Big old mouth. You see what I'm saying? She was real sassy and all of that. Like that movie with Nell Carter. You remember what I'm talking about? What was the name of that? I mean, that show?
That sitcom, I forgot the name.
Yeah. She was like the asexual type. And there's been several others, but, she's one that just came to my mind right now. You see what I'm saying? She was asexual. You see what I'm saying? Just like the mother from Good Times became after James died. Remember that? How Florida became, she was just dating certain men or whatever, going out to dinner, but nothing ever stuck. You see what I'm saying? After James, they took him off the show, nothing ever stuck. That was an agenda right there. You see what I'm saying? And our sisters play the role, because the white man is a master with imposing his will upon her, just like in the Garden of Eden. When he caught her without Adam, he opposed his will upon her. It was the same damn thing in the show, in the sitcom Good Times. You see what I'm saying? Adam was removed out of the way. He was called James in Good Times. You see what I'm saying? Now, all of a sudden, Florida, which is Eve, started to lose virtue. She's going from man to man to man. Oh, this brother, he's nice, and she'll go out on a date with him. This brother, he's nice, she'll go out on a date with him. But in real time, what they're actually doing is, you know, in modern society, what are they doing? They're having sex, right?
Right.
One night stands and all of that, or they'll have a relationship where they last for a month, all of that. And she keeps bouncing from man to man to man. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Which makes that type of woman really a whore.
Right.
But she's asexual, like on the camera. You see what I'm saying? All right, now give me some more of that scripture.
Come. And her hands as bands.
And her hands as bands. Can anybody give me a example of this, of the hands being as bands? Go ahead.
Handcuffs.
Right, handcuffs, but not only handcuffs, systematic handcuffs. What's one of the biggest things they use to lock brothers up with?
Shackles.
The sisters. Talking this specifically with the sisters. Go ahead.
Sorry, can you repeat that, sir?
What is one of the biggest things that the sisters use to lock brothers up with now? That's, on the books, in the law. Go ahead.
Wedding bands.
Well, that's one thing. But I was looking, there we go. That's it. Child support. One of the chief things is that, and that is extortion. Extortion, when you say, if you don't pay me this every month or every week or whatever the case is, then bad things are going to happen to you.
Right.
And you're going to pay me this for years. You see what I'm saying? That's extortion.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And if you don't pay me, I'm going to hurt you. You see what I'm saying? That's extortion right there. It's the same thing that the mob did. You see what I'm saying? To businesses, how they extorted businesses. So if extortion that the mob did against these businesses were evil, the black woman going down and filing child support up on a black man, right?
Right.
Is that good or is it evil?
Evil.
Exactly. She's partnered with your enemy. You see what I'm saying? But
right.
Now what the brothers think was like, damn. So, man, if I leave her, and she gonna go down to child support.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So what do a lot of these brothers do? They stay. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
They stay even though they know she's stepping out on them with another man.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They stay knowing that, her mouth is just destructive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When she comes into the house and she's belittling them, she's got to take all of this belittling and her mouth destroying and her always and her, her mother and her sisters and all of them. He got to deal with all of that, right?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? He got to deal with all of that just so she don't go down and foul that, because he knows that if she go down and foul of that, according to, what he makes, you see what I'm saying? They can set the child support at whatever, and he's going to be reduced down to a little sleeping room somewhere or some little cheap efficiency apartment, right?
Right.
Pretty much kind of like barely getting by.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? That's how, you see how evil this thing is?
Right.
You see that?
Come.
That is extortion with the Christian church though, right? The Christian church and fake Israelite groups teach that, put him on child support. This is taking care of your kids. It's not taking care of your kids. That's not taking care of your kids. You being in the house and her being in subjection and in order takes care of your children.
That's
not
right.
the goddamn money that she gets, who the government gets a cut of first.
Right.
And then they break her off the damn extra. You know what I'm saying? Right. That is a partnership to destroy you.
Right.
So if it's a partnership that they made with her to destroy you, then how in the hell is that helping the kids?
That's right.
It's not helping the children. And according to the Bible says, no extortioner shall enter into the kingdom of heaven.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? So that means there's gonna be a lot of black women that ain't gonna get in. You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
The black women that throw that garbage off and stick with her damn man and not be weak up under the damn white man, believing every day in her mother and sisters and all of them, and not being weak and going down and filing the damn child support and all of that. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that child support, that's also an act of unforgiveness. You see what I'm saying? While the Christian church teaches what? What does it teach? Well, what does it say? It don't teach it, but it says it.
To forgive.
Right. It says to forgive, right?
Right.
Then why the hell are you the only person that shouldn't receive it?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And the Bible also says for you not to be a respecter of persons, right?
Right.
Because that man will transgress for a piece of bread. And that's exactly what your women are transgressing against you for, is a piece of bread that comes from the damn white man.
That's right.
This is not, if you take that scripture from the top.
Come. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets.
The woman whose heart is snares and nets. She wants to trap and keep. Just like Esau, just like the white man.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Just like him. That is what a brother's got to break in his woman.
Right.
He got to be able to see Esau's mind and break it. You see what I'm saying? That's what a brother's got to do. You see what I'm saying? He's the anti-venom to the serpent's juice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That black man is. And that's why they set up things like child support and all that, because they don't want you raising up strong families. You see what I'm saying? That money is not, that little bit of change is not bringing no strong family in. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
What does it do? At best, you get your kids some Jordans. You know what I'm saying? You pay $150 a week in child support. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
But we know in our society that even when the man is paying child support, the child don't even get that damn money. The mama goes and spends that goddamn money on hair, nails, clubbing, everything but that damn child.
Right, yeah, you're right about that. But you know what? I've also seen incidences where the child did get the money. You see what I'm saying? I got a cousin, and his son calls him up, for that child support money.
Right.
Not saying, "Hey, Dad, how you doing? How you doing, Dad? He's so selfish. He's so selfish that the first thing he asks is, "Where's that check?" You see what I'm saying? And the scripture says, "Give no one power over thee."
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Your wife, your child, nobody's supposed to have power over you like that.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? You the man. You the most important thing in that house. Not the woman, not the kids, not the in-laws, not none of that. You see what I'm saying? The kingdom of heaven, when they talk about the kingdom of heaven being within you, this is pointing to that.
That's right.
Within you, that black man, because you control that house. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
If you're not in your power, in your proper place, and you allow the world and the society to sit there and tell you that you shouldn't rule your house, that it's right for you to be in subjection to your wife and your kids, which that's what the world teaches, especially they teach this to black and Hispanic and Native Indian men. Right? Go ahead.
So lucky, sir, if I would. And it's so deep because even not to get too far off subject, but on the terms of the subjection to the child, these white devils to pass laws that you can't even discipline your damn child.
Right. So now my cousin can't whoop his son's ass. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So now, his son is like, Dad, where damn money at?
Right.
He a cold pimp. You see what I'm saying? He pimping his daddy. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
He's saying, Daddy, where that damn child support money at? You know what I'm saying? And his dad got to be like, yeah, which my cousin, you know what I'm saying, he got gumption about himself and everything. He just ain't going to, just about weak. But at the same time, even with that, that's still, you know what I'm saying, an Achilles heel.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? He'll check him and everything. You know what I'm saying? But the disrespect, though, the continual disrespect of that. You see what I'm saying? And his son is so selfish that he's not even sitting up thinking about how this affects his father. You know what I'm saying? How this affects his father who has to work, all of these hours and all of that just to be able to live himself and pay that. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
So, lucky if I would, sir, and to show you the evil of the white devil, like we all know that these laws passed for situations like this was meant for the 12 tribes, for the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We know this. But every now and then the white devil falls subjection onto his own laws. And you see how they react. Like I done seen the stories where the white man is paying child support, and what he do? He gonna kill the wife, the kids, the dog, the cat, the goldfish, the in-laws. He kills everybody.
Right. He sure the hell do. Or either he kill himself.
Right.
Now they just had, a few years back, right, where they were talking about, even like police officers.
Right.
That blew their own brains out because of child support.
Right.
But see, here's the thing right here, right? The white women that these men were married to, and a lot of them they wasn't married to, formed a group saying child support is killing our men.
Right.
The black woman who loves a white man even more than what the damn white woman do. She hasn't come with this movement. Of course, you have speckled black women that will join that movement that's initiated by the white woman. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's not going to be for her men. It's going to be for white men, just like what the white woman's love and interest is for.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? The way she see it, if she's not in the ISUBK, she figure you should die.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You should keep withering away and die. That's some cold hard stuff right there. You know what I'm saying? That's what that's the reason why. Let me let you in on something, right? Say you break up with a woman. You see what I'm saying? You break up with her. You break up with this sister and everything. You and her broke up, y'all, you know what I'm saying? She done or whatever the damn case is. You run across this sister at the grocery store, right?
Right.
You know what she's gonna do when she talks about how she saw you? Right? She's gonna go back to her people that know you and her, right? And you know what she's gonna say? He was looking bad. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
She's gonna say he was looking bad. Pretty much saying like you was looking like you wasn't eating. You was looking like you was, you know what I'm saying? And she's feeding off that. You see what I'm saying? Right. That's what they say. They be like, I seen such and such over. I seen that nigga Jerome over, and he was looking bad. You see what I'm saying? That's what she want to see, because if she saw you looking good with another woman and shining and all that, she will be pissed.
And it infuriate her.
Right. But being the fact that you looking bad and everything, it kind of, subsides her anger a little bit. You see what I'm saying? She's feeling a little joy. She's like, yeah, he's looking bad, because she is what? She's a black widow.
That's right.
And what is the habit of a black widow? Hold on for a second, Trooper. The habit of the black widow, you know what she does? Go ahead.
She kills the mate.
She does, but say the mate escapes. Right? The mate escapes. You know what happens? His genitals and all of that region is stuck in her. When he pull out and he leave, that is still with her. You see what I'm saying? And he eventually leaves off. He starting to get real weak. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So put this in the terms of people. That's why she saw you at the damn grocery store. You see what I'm saying? And if you were still heartbroken behind her, because brothers are more attached to the sisters than the sisters are to the brothers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why the Apostle Paul said, husbands, love your wives. And wives, he didn't say husbands love your wives and wives love your husbands. It didn't say that. It said husbands love your wives and wives reverence your husbands, which is another word that means to respect.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? But since you're naturally inclined to love this woman, right?
Right.
Something with your heart is still with her. You see what I'm saying? That is like the piece of the genitals being left inside her. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Men, you know what I'm saying, a breakup is harder with a man a lot of the times than what it is with a woman. That's why people use the black widow as a metaphor for, you know, this type of situation.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that's why she says things like that. That's why she says, because see, the man is supposed to be ruling things, right?
Right.
Since the man is supposed to be ruling things, we're going to rule the nations. And we're going to have compassion upon the nations, but we're not going to be weak. You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
We're not going to be weak to the nations. Like I was saying, that's why she does that. She is that black widow. She has that spirit. You see what I'm saying? If she doesn't fight against herself, she will have that. She has to recognize it and fight that in herself. And the sad part of it is, if that woman's not in the ISUPK, or at least being led into the ISUPK, she ain't gonna fight.
Right.
She's not gonna fight. She's gonna see that as a power for her. You see what I'm saying? That's what she's gonna do. That's how she's gonna perceive that situation. That's why she'll go back and say, well, I just saw Roy Lee and he just looks so bad. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So if she see you and you looking good at the time, right? That's when you're gonna get your car keyed up. You see what I'm saying? It's a two-edged sword.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's how it is. But when we go on in that scripture, though, go ahead.
That will come. In her hands is bands. Whosoever pleases pleasant.
Take it slow.
Come.
Take it slow.
Whoso
Slow and strong.
Come. In her hands is bands. Whoso pleases God shall escape from her.
Go slow. Go slow.
Whoso pleases God shall escape from her. But
whoso pleaseth God shall escape from her. You know why? Because see, you'll be the black male widow spider that actually grow his genitals back.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You won't leave off and wander off and die and wither up. You see what I'm saying? You won't be the one to do that. You'll grow yours back. You see what I'm saying? Because the Most High is a healer. You see what I'm saying? Y'all understand that, right?
Right.
The Most High is a healer of the ones that seek to please Him.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? That's why the Lord stretched out the withered hand of the man that had the withered hand. You see what I'm saying? He restored that hand to being a whole hand.
Right.
Right? He can also restore your genitals.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? From the spiritual perspective, right?
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? That's why it says, whoso what?
Whoso pleaseth God shall escape from her. Shall
escape from her. You see what I'm saying? It's a sad thing, but most of our women got to be escaped from.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Got to be escaped from. The women that are not in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge they got to be escaped from.
That's right.
It's sad. Even though she done sat there and blew some other man's rod, you know what I'm saying? And the brother still be trapped with her. And him knowing this, you know what I'm saying? He's staying with her.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But you please the Lord and you come into the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, you ain't got to stay with no damn whore.
That's right.
Does anybody get this? Everybody get this. You ain't got to stay with no whore.
Come.
We have a thing that is called brotherhood. You see what I'm saying? To where you ain't got to sit there and be in a damn house where a woman is stepping out on you and then coming back with a damn mouth. You see what I'm saying? On top of that, while having another man's bride breath.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You don't have to do that. Or her coming back from her damn family members and all of that. You see what I'm saying? Who done filled her head with a bunch of bullshit.
Right.
And she coming back all in your damn face, and you get to the point where you just sitting on the couch, not saying anything, on mute, trained. You see what I'm saying? You get inside this brotherhood, this is how you start to please the Lord, and you don't have to be up under that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You a soldier in this troop, you're going to have some damn word to go. General Yohana is not going to leave you out there to where you ain't got no damn word to go.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? This is taking down a stronghold. Because one of the big strongholds is in reality, majority of black men are homeless.
Right.
Even though you seem to have a home. You one paycheck away from being homeless.
Right.
While your woman got Section 8.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
That's what I was just about to hit on. You just took the words right out of my mouth. Like the white devil has set up the system to empower the black woman over the black man. And,
right.
And she's too, and if they ain't in this truth, they ignorant and don't realize the plot and the scheme to destroy the nation that we trying to build. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So she thinks that she's really doing something because she gets Section 8.
Right.
Because the white man's paying her bills. She thinks she's doing something because the white man is giving her welfare or whatever the case. But the whole time that he's giving her all of this, he's telling her you cannot have an alpha male anywhere in this house or around you.
Right. And you know what? She'll take what he said with that, and you know what she'll say? She'll run with that and say, niggas ain't shit.
Right.
She'd be in agreement.
Right.
If she's not in the ISUPK, her ass is in agreement.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
And it's not so much so the fact that she doesn't see that this is destroying her people, is the fact that she doesn't care.
Right.
Because under a strong nation, she can't be Sex in the City.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? She can't do that. Go ahead.
One more thing to touch on, sir. And then in the same breath, they listening to all this music, like Beyonce, Single Ladies to the Left and all of that.
Right.
And they too dumb to realize that all these women who singing all these single songs are married and
right.
under subjection to their man.
Right.
Them same women that's telling them to destroy their relationship are not destroying theirs because their man is ruling over them the way it's supposed to be.
Right. But, you know, and that is so true. Let's get an example. Jezebel and Ahab. Jezebel was in subjection to Ahab.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? She was in subjection to Ahab. Ahab said to do something, she do it. You see what I'm saying? But Ahab got to the point where his heart was fluttering, thinking he got such a great wife. And he slipped the kingdom right into her hand. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Now she's putting holy prophets to death. You see what I'm saying? That's what she started doing. Now and I've seen sisters like this also that'll keep their own marriage intact. They've been married 20 years.
Right.
But all the women they get listen to them destroy their marriage in 2 years.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
That is another kind of demon. That's a more diabolical demon right there. Go ahead.
Especially in the Christian church, you got the Christian mother, the Christian grandmother destroying the daughter and the granddaughter's marriage. And
Right.
They ain't never been married, but they dictating and controlling their daughter to fight and rebel against her husband, who's doing everything for her.
Right.
Because they ain't never been married. It's just straight up bitter women.
Right. But then you got the ones that have been married,
Right.
who are smarter than even those. You see what I'm saying? Because Jezebel was feminine. She wasn't the pit bull. She wasn't the bulldog. You see what I'm saying? She wasn't that kind of Jezebel, that kind of feminist. I'll just use that term. She wasn't that kind. She was a little more softer and more subtle. You see what I'm saying? Because when Ahab couldn't have that vineyard that he wanted from that brother, and he's laying on the bed and he's all sick acting, she didn't come up and say, "You weak ass nigga." She didn't do that. She said, "Why is the king so sad today?" She came that way.
Right.
And that type of whore is always smart.
Right.
She's a little smarter and more diabolical. You see what I'm saying? You know, because she is of her father, the devil.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And we see them women in real life too. They got their own TV shows called Whores and Hip Hop and
Right.
Buckets of Atlanta. They try
Right.
to control man with sex and using their femininity to control man, and the whole time they plotting and scheming, trying to figure out how to rule over that man.
Right.
Put that man in subjection to them.
Right. That's exactly what they do. That's exactly what they do. But then you also had Atalia. How do they call it? Atalia, right? She was the bulldog kind. Now, she was the one that was actually a physical Israelite. Jezebel was not.
Right.
Jezebel was a Hamite. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But then you have the Israelite woman, and that's the woman that usually 9 times out of 10 turns into the bulldog.
Right.
Because that feminine spirit is not calmly with her when it's calmly with heathen women.
Right.
That's one of the reasons why we was always in times past seduced with heathen women.
Right.
Even today. You see what I'm saying? What's one of the chief things that brothers be saying about, they're like, well, sisters, boy, they just go ahead.
Salaki. I'm gonna say it for you. Sisters are vicious.
Right.
And when you look at an interracial couple with the white woman with a black man, that white woman is submissive to that black man.
Right.
But in a black on black relationship or Israelite on Israelite relationship, that woman wants to fight, bicker, argue, cuss, fuss, everything.
Right. You see what I'm saying? She got that aggressive spirit, right?
Right.
That's the pit bull. You know what I'm saying? That's the pit bull. I use the analogy, the pit bull and the serpent. The white woman is the serpent. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the white woman that don't act black. Because the white woman that act black, she pit serpent. Her damn serpent. She's a hybrid. You see what I'm saying? She's that, While on the other hand, the black woman, you know what I'm saying, is just a straight up pit. Right. She don't have she's not, because it's not something that's in her genetics. It's in the genetics of the damn white woman. You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
To use, tenderness and subtlety and all of that stuff, you know what I'm saying? She'll rub the black man's back and destroy the children.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And have his children loving her people way more than he loves his own.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Which he won't love his own, because you can't love two opposing sides. You will love one, you'll hate the other, as the scriptures say. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, but let's not spend too much time on that. Let me get a time check, and we're gonna go into
time check 5:40.
5:40. Okay. Let's go into now. Let's see the characteristics of the woman actually, being able to get the man, and it be something solid, right? Because here's one thing. Our women, we brothers, we don't believe that we should have a standard.
Right.
We don't believe that. Because society and everybody is beating us. As soon as we talk about a standard, what's some of the things they say about it? Oh, well, you can't even do this. And you don't even do that. And then we like, well, damn, I'm unemployed. So, okay, all right. Or I'm just working this job and I've been there, 10 years, and I ain't, we take what they say, right?
Right.
And we lay it to heart.
Right.
We can have a job making $20 an hour, and she'll say, well, you don't want to advance yourself?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're a blue-collar brother. You see what I'm saying? You're not a brother that not every brother's designed to sit behind no goddamn desk.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But you're a blue-collar brother doing what a blue-collar brother does. You see what I'm saying? You work this job, right? You come home, you fix the toilet. You come home, you fix the sink. You see what I'm saying? And then she will even a lot of times will have a problem with that. So you don't want to advance yourself? When you're not cut out to be, you know what I'm saying, a manager, a CEO, or anything like that. You're a handyman type of guy.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? She's telling you should be something else.
Right.
Go ahead.
Salaki, if I would, sir. And what you're saying is real heavy. That's a real heavy point you're breaking out. A man don't have standards, and then, you know what I'm saying, we turn around and we look at the women, you know what I'm saying, and they always talk about, if he ain't doing this, like you was just touching on, you don't want to advance yourself, and as man, you don't never see a man like especially I'll use social media as an example on Facebook. How many posts have you ever seen a man post talk about if she ain't got this, she ain't got a car,
right,
she ain't got no kids, she ain't yada yada yada, I'm not gonna talk to her, or I will talk. You don't see that with men.
And you know what?
Because we don't have that standard.
Right. And when you do see it, everybody says, you know what I'm saying, he's wrong.
Right.
You should date a woman with 10 kids.
Right.
They say he's wrong for thinking like that. How dare he?
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? He's a young man, got 1, 2 kids maybe, you know what I'm saying, or no kids, or whatever the hell the damn case is, and he seemed to have his stuff together, he done been to college, you go ahead.
Salaki, if I would. And you always see it with the women. They holding the man to a standard that they
don't keep themselves.
Exactly.
Right.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Right. A standard that is right.
They don't want him to have no kids, but they got 5 of them.
Right.
5 different baby daddies.
Right. That's what I'm saying. 2 of them, they still screwing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They still screwing 2 of them. But in her mind, you should be, because see, what does that tell us that they really how they really perceive us?
That they don't give a shit about the black man.
Right. And not only do they not give a shit, but they see us as a servant to them. And not and it's funny because in order for us to be king of the council, we have to meet all of these standards, right?
Right.
In order for them to be a queen, they ain't got to meet no standards.
Right.
That's why a nigga got to check that. Go ahead.
Right. Salaki, and this is something we touched on last time when we had that other fire-ass class. You know what I'm saying? If the man is cooking, cleaning, running bath water, catering, baby, what you need? Baby, what you want? He's a good man. And other women, they're like on social media. I use that as an example again. If they see that on social media, they applaud that man. Look at that good, that boy.
Right.
That's a good boy.
Right.
Go ahead and support that woman. But if they see the woman's doing that for her man, they look at her like she's stupid.
Right.
Like, what's wrong with you? Why are you doing that for a strong black man? You shouldn't be doing no black man like that. But they never say it about the goddamn white devil.
Right.
Never.
They sure the hell don't. And also too, they will put all of these demands up on the brother and everything. And when the brother do those things, like say for instance, he's cooking and cleaning and all of that, right?
Right.
They won't sit there and say that man, he's being a slave. But if a man demands this stuff of the woman, they say, she ain't meant to be nobody's slave.
Right.
Well, damn, okay. If he's required to do it, what the hell that make him?
That's right.
and make him your slave.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? By their definition, right?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You see the double standard there? Now let's get back to the scriptures. Let's go to Esther. Chapter 8. No, chapter 2. Chapter 2 and verse 8.
What's Esther?
Esther, you might want to go to the front of your Bible, to make things a little quicker.
Oh, let's see, New Old Testament.
Yeah, it's in the Old Testament. Esther chapter 2 and verse 8. We're going to see what is the characteristics of a good woman. Brothers, start to set a standard. Everybody understand?
Okay.
Start to set a damn standard. How the hell are you going to be a nation of kings and priests with no standard? Kings always have a standard. And that standard is always high. Go ahead.
Esther chapter 2 and where?
And verse 8.
Verse 8. Come. Esther chapter 2, verse 8. So it come to pass when the king's commandment and his decree was heard, and when many maidens were gathered together unto
Shushan,
the palace,
to the custody of
Haggah, that Esther was brought also unto the king's house in the custody of Haggah, keeper of the women.
Now, this is something that people need to understand. Now, Esther was a woman of the tribe of Benjamin, right?
Right.
Okay. With us, there's no even balance with us and the Gentiles. Us and the heathen. This is the one thing that we have to unlearn to understand.
That's right.
Esther, well, see, when we're righteous, right? We shine above everybody, but when we wicked, we shine below everybody. That's the reason why our women are on the bottom and the least desirable women on the face of the planet.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It is what it is. You see what I'm saying? Just because a person might look pretty doesn't make you desirable, because your races look as shit.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? You can have a pretty woman, and if her race is looked at as garbage, that's going to knock her down a lot of notches. Even though she's pretty. And when she opens that damn mouth, oh, woo. You see what I'm saying? That's going to make her even knock down even more notches, because she's undisciplined.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And she has not been up under the authority of a man. You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
Of a man that told her what it's going to be, instead of trying to negotiate with her ass. You see what I'm saying? Esther was under a man who told her what it's going to be. You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
And that man was Mordecai. You see what I'm saying? Even though he was not her husband, but she grew up under him. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead. Give me some more.
Okay. Verse 9. And the maiden pleased him, and she obtained kindness of him. And he speedily gave her things for perfection.
Purification.
Purification. With such things as belong to her.
Now, let me ask a question. Did she use her education?
No, sir.
She didn't. Did it say she had a degree and she used that?
No, sir.
Yeah, it didn't say that, did it?
No, sir.
Right? Why would she get so much favor with this heathen king? Other than her beauty. Because, go ahead.
Because she pleased him. She was on subjection to him, did what he told her.
No, because she was in subjection to Mordecai first, who was a father figure to her. That's where the stuff starts. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
The king didn't know her like that. You see what I'm saying? She didn't grow up under the king. But because of the teachings that she had from the time that she was little, you know what I'm saying, and her always doing what Mordecai told her to do, prepared her for this situation that would deliver her people. You see what I'm saying?
Salaki, if I would, and with that, and when you saying that, that reminds me of a movie that I'm sure every black person that's seen in their life, everybody watching on the internet world. Remember Coming to America with Eddie Murphy?
Right.
When they did the big old wedding and all of that, but his wife came in the room and he was talking to her.
Right.
And he was like, so what do you like? And she was like, whatever you like. Remember?
Right.
Before he even met her, they said that she was prepared her whole life to serve a king.
That's how a wife is supposed to be.
That's right.
She was prepared her whole life to serve her husband.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
He said Easter was from the tribe of who?
Esther. She was from the tribe of Benjamin. The Caribbeans today. Tobago, Jamaica,
One of the stories said that she wasn't Israelite.
Yes, she was Israelite.
But it
There's
was
12 tribes of Israel.
But was it a story saying she wasn't? Like
No.
a movie came out?
Oh, that the white people
Yeah,
stuff. They
I
always,
think the movie,
but they still even say she was an Israelite in the movie.
She was raised by her uncle or
Right.
something.
Right.
Yeah, I just see the movie.
Mordecai. He was also of the tribe of Benjamin
Right.
himself.
Yeah. I know she
Same tribe that General Yohanan from.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And several other brothers that's in this troop.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? That's what tribe Esther was from and Mordecai was from. Who today will be the...
and I think they said she married in the movie. Like she
Right.
married to become an Israelite. That's how
No.
the movie had it. Yeah.
The movies are wrong.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? She was born as that. You see what I'm saying? She didn't become that and then try to save a people that was not hers.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? She tried to save her people. Go ahead.
Salaki, if I would, like, there is no becoming an Israelite.
Right.
You can
No
only
such thing
be
as
born an Israelite. That's
Yeah.
the only way.
They pushed that garbage grafted in doctrine, you know what I'm saying? How you can be grafted in and become an Orthodox and all of that garbage. They pushed that. You see what I'm saying? So let's get back to the scriptures though.
Come.
Go ahead. 9.
Yeah, chapter 9. And 7 maidens which were meant to be given her out of the king's house. And
Now, think about this right here. 7 women were given to her to assist her, right?
Right.
She didn't go out with her big mouth, talk about a Shana Labanda and try and use, you know what I'm saying, to get women up under her. You see what I'm saying? These women were given to her because she was in order. You see what I'm saying? And these women also were virtuous women too.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? These are the results of a blessing. You see what I'm saying? And when sisters have friends and everything, this is where that whole concept comes from, because, the women in the Bible, the lead woman, the other women were always servants to her.
Right.
That's why when you see cliques of sisters, one is always the dominating factor.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And the other ones technically are like servants to her. There's no like friends like that. They're always servants.
Right.
Go ahead.
When you see clips of them like that, one's always the dominant one, and the other ones are always trying to mimic what she does.
Right.
Dress like her, talk like her, act like her,
Right.
whatever she wears, and you even see their attitudes basically manifested on to be just like her.
Right. So if you got a good, virtuous woman, right?
Right.
And she has 7 maidens, they're going to make 7 virtuous, beautiful wives.
That's right.
7 men. You see what I'm saying? You see the virtue in that? You see how you start to build the kingdom?
Goddamn
You
right.
see what I'm saying? Who will be helpmeets to their husbands.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Let's go further with the scripture.
And he preferred her and her maids unto the best place of the house of the women. Verse 10.
Yeah, keep going.
Esther had not showed her people.
Yeah, showed her people.
Esther had not showed her people nor her kindred.
Yeah, well, can anybody mention the reason why she didn't do that, though? There was a reason why she didn't do that. Anybody know? If nobody knows
No,
the
sir.
reason why she didn't show who she was,
No, sir.
right? How are we looked at today?
It's the lowest of the low.
Right. Even though we were the most hated. That's why Mordecai advised her not to show her people, who she was, or kindred, so that when the king judged of who he'll pick as a wife, and the counselors and all of that,
Right.
all of his counsel, they would not be judging biasly. They would judge based on virtue.
On merit.
Right.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's the reason why. That was very wise when Mordecai said, don't show your kindred to your people. You see, because you had many dark-skinned people, many black people throughout the Medo-Persian Empire. You know what I'm saying? They were even dark and everything at the time. You see what I'm saying? You had people, go ahead.
Just like today.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody who's brown skinned ain't an Israelite.
Right, exactly. Yeah, everybody, you know what I'm saying, who's brown skinned and dark skinned and everything is not an Israelite.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? You got Ethiopians, you got this, you got that, which of course he had all of those in his harem also. Ethiopians and, you know what I'm saying, and all types, and African, he had Hamites, you know what I'm saying? He had all types of stuff in his virgin harem. You see what I'm saying? But this woman shined forth not just because of her beauty, but because of her what?
Her virtue.
Right. Her willingness to take instruction. You know how you got these sisters say, black men don't protect us. Right? The first line of protection comes from what? Anybody know? Can anybody say?
Obedience.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's right.
I can't protect you if you ain't being obedient.
Right.
That's right.
If you
go outside,
right. If you tell your woman or your daughter you ain't gonna leave out there with them damn shorts that's cutting up your ass, you know what I'm saying? With your ass cheeks hanging out, and she decides I'm gonna wear them anyway, right?
Right.
And she go out the house and niggas assault her, right?
Right.
She threw off her first line of protection.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? And a simple nigga, you know what I'm saying, would go and be like, you know, and try and challenge, and he keep having to challenge different niggas. I've seen plenty of brothers like this. You know what I'm saying? I've seen plenty of brothers walk around. This woman got a big old booty. You know what I'm saying? And he's sitting there walking next to her, and he like this. And every nigga he think looking at her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of correcting her ass.
Right.
Right?
Salaki. That's what I was going to say. He's letting her, well, I don't know if he's letting her, but he can't control her. But the thing is, he should be putting his house in order. Because she want to wear the joggings or whatever the hell they call, the most tightest jeans that she could possibly find to fit in. And instead of listening to her man who's like, look, don't wear that. Cover yourself up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. Dress the way Christ told you to dress.
That's right. That's right. You see what I'm saying? And you know, and brothers that run around, you know, all like this, and you know what I'm saying, looking at brothers that he think might be looking at her, you know what I'm saying? He won't check her.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? He's scared to check her, but he's so quick to try and do something, you know what I'm saying, to somebody he think is looking at her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He ready to shoot you.
Right.
Because he think you looking at her, and that's the type of nigga that get killed.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So wind up in prison for 100 damn years because he done killed some damn body else, and she only gonna whore on his ass anyway. He ain't shit. Hell, he ain't even been classified yet. She already fucking somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, part of my friends lock you, but go ahead.
Yeah, so lucky. That's what I was gonna say. And what you think she's gonna do? Cry for him? She's gonna be on the next thing smoking.
Right.
No ands, F, buts about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what she gonna do. And you can see it because it was in her nature from the simple fact she didn't respect that man.
Right. You see what I'm saying? Now he putting himself on the line.
Right.
He rolling the dice all the damn time. You know what I'm saying? You know, and one of them niggas is gonna give him his issue.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? One of the niggas is gonna give him what he been wanting.
That's right.
You know? He should be checking her.
That's right.
And making sure she don't leave out the damn house like that. Go ahead.
Salaki, if I could, sir, and we see this in the world all the time, that a woman is outstepping where she's supposed to be. She shouldn't be in no confrontation with no another man, and her man standing next to her. But that just goes to show you the white devil's manipulation of a black woman. She's arguing with another dude, all loud and stuff, while her man standing there telling her to be quiet, but she ain't heeding nothing he says.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She ain't heeding nothing. Or even when it comes to getting dressed, the first words out of her mouth is, I'm grown. I'm grown. You can't tell me what to do.
Right. So, you know, if he can't tell her what to do, then, you know, he got to separate himself from her.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why multiple wives, having another wife is so damn important. You got a woman like that, fine, you get no time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'll invest my time in the other wife.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? The one that actually dresses like I want her to dress. You see what I'm saying? And she will spend many lonely nights by herself, or she'll go out and be the whore that she want to be and run on off. You see what I'm saying? Was you want to say something, Drew?
No, I was going to say the wife that, you know, when you're sitting there nice and quiet in the house, and she's like, I'm sorry, baby, did you say something? That's the wife that you invest in. You know what I'm saying? That's making sure that her man is taken care of.
Right.
That wants to obey. That understands the foundation that needs to be set for this nation.
Right. And loves her people and hates the white man. If
That's
your woman
right.
don't hate the white man, you got a problem.
That's right.
If your woman don't hate the white man, you got a problem.
That's goddamn right.
You see what I'm saying? I'm serious. It don't sound politically correct what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? But because they say, no, you ain't supposed to hate, and you ain't supposed to all that, and fake Israelite groups and all that. No, see, we ain't got, when they say, what was one of the things that they say, they like,
God loves everybody.
Yeah, not only that, but they say, we ain't gotta hate everybody to love ourselves.
Right.
Bullshit.
That's goddamn right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
As Christ said, you can't serve two masters.
That's right.
For you will love one
and hate the other.
Right. You see what I'm saying? That's how it goes.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, hell, you know what I'm saying? The lions don't love lions, love lions and not hate the hyena.
Right.
That's not how it goes. Go ahead.
The zebra don't be like, them lions over there is cool because they didn't try to eat me. But these lions right here is perfectly okay.
Right.
Because they ain't trying to eat me.
Right.
They hate all lions.
Right. The zebra is wise enough at least to know, even though these lions might not be trying to eat me right now, you know that they get ready, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Let them get a little hungry and my ass will be on the dinner. You
That's
know,
right.
it will be on the damn dinner menu. You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
He knows that. So what does he do? He separates himself from the lions.
That's
Yeah,
right.
it's common sense. You see what I'm saying? There's common sense. It's like I mentioned between the lion and the hyena, they're competitors against one another.
That's right.
The lion wants to, prolong he wants to put his genes out there.
Right.
And dominate the plains.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? The hyena wants the same thing.
That's right.
The hyena wants to multiply and dominate the plains. And they're both predators.
Right.
They both hunt the same prey. Go ahead.
Black people don't want to be the dominant.
Right. That's the messed up thing about it. And we're the only nation that don't want to be the dominant factor.
Right.
So when you got a nation that don't want to be the dominating factor, you're going to be a nation that's going to be ate up. You're going to be food.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You going to be the damn food. That's it. And you going to be the sheep that chases the wolf. You see what I'm saying? And the wolf knows that anytime, hell, he ain't got to run after your ass. He's like, hey, you follow me. My meal's following me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hell, I can just turn around at any time. You know what I'm saying? If you stand a little far off, I can just sit there and, woo him on in or whatever, as they do. All right. As they do, go ahead and woo him on in.
Time check, 6:05, sir.
Oh, 6:05? All right. Yahweh Shimmy Al-Shabrakatah.
Yahweh Shimmy Al-Shabrakatah.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, they could just woo him on in, you know what I'm saying? And at any time he decides he wants to go around and bite the neck, he can do that. That's what Martin Luther King did for us.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's what Martin Luther King did. You know? He made us a nation of people like that. All right, brother.
Okay, sir. I'll call you at the class.
All right. Esther had not showed her people nor her kindred, for Mordecai had charged her that she should not show it. You see what I'm saying? Did she get emotional?
Nope.
And be like, well, I'm a proud Jew. So why he sitting there saying that I shouldn't, to show my kid? I'm going to show when she come out with her afro, her natural hair, you know what I'm saying, and damn dashiki on, you know what I'm saying, offering him who she is, her lineage and all of that, right? Yeah, as these sisters do today, because they get the knowledge of them being an Israelite. You see what I'm saying? First damn person they want to run into the damn white man and say, she loved me because of this. The black man, when they tell him this, they trying to tell this to rule over his ass. When they bring it to the white man, they trying to bring it to him to just be accepted among him. Or maybe you may love me. You might be able to love me if I'm one of God's people. Maybe you won't feel like you're screwing just a dirty slave. You know what I'm saying? If I come to you as God's people. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Their minds work like that. All of these Israelite women that's trying to teach and all that, all over the Facebook and all of that, that's their mind. Their mind and their mindset is they're offering to the white man, you know what I'm saying, their identity and their identity, because they're thinking only about themselves, for real. You see what I'm saying? They're only thinking about themselves. They're not really with the black man. Even though they stand up like they with the black man and all that, they only with the black man, so they use him to get the white man's attention. And then they'll turn on that black man. You see what I'm saying? That's why they're doing it. Next thing you know, that dashiki, they'll put it on a white man. You see what I'm saying? That's what they'll do. Or they might have to go the route of being a lesbian first. Just to get into, you know what I'm saying? They'll sleep with a white woman. You know what I'm saying? Because black women are sleeping with white women. They talk about black men sleeping with white women. Nobody ever talks about how many black women are out there sleeping with white women. You see what I'm saying?
I see it at work.
Right. Black woman running around imitating the damn black man. She got on some damn dickies and some boxer shorts, sagging with her ass hanging out, holding hands with a damn white woman. Nobody ever talk about that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to talk about that. I see it all the damn time, and everybody puts it under the wraps like it don't even damn exist, because what they want to do is they want to attack that black man. You see what I'm saying? Look at the black woman who's making a damn double sin. Not only is she outside of her race, but she's a sodomite dealing with another woman. You see what I'm saying? And the Bible says that not sin on the sin. She's making a double sin. She got a double-decker abomination going on. You see what I'm saying?
Slacky, what's that verse you just said? Don't add to it. What you just say?
Don't add sin upon sin. You know what I'm saying? You probably, you might be able to Google that and find out exactly what scripture that is. Now, for time's sake, what we're going to do, I'm going to go into what should the woman do to get a man that she wants. How should she carry herself and what should she do? Now, I gave an example with the deal with Mordecai and with Esther. Now I'm going to go a little more in depth with things. I'm going to go to Genesis, chapter 24 and 1. To our poor mother Rebecca. All I can got it. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Genesis chapter 24, verse 1. And Abraham was old and well stricken in age, and the Lord had blessed Abraham in all things. And Abraham said unto his eldest servant of his house that ruled over all that he had, Put, I pray thee, thy hand under my thigh, because this is how people made in ancient times, like that, made agreements. They put their hand under the thigh, you know what I'm saying? And they would make, agreements like this. It's like swearing to something, you know what I'm saying? Even in the face of death, you would have to fulfill that oath. You see what I'm saying? That was serious. When a man put his hand on a man, that was serious. You know what I'm saying? That means, you know what I'm saying? Even if I gotta die, this damn thing's gonna be fulfilled. You see what I'm saying? And I will make thee swear by the Lord, the God of heaven. So now if you swear by the Lord, that's dead serious. You know, so you gotta do this thing or die trying. You know what I'm saying? And the God of the earth, that thou shalt not take a wife. Thou shalt not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, among whom I dwell. Now he's charging him, don't give my son a Canaanite woman, which he's eliminated. He said, don't give my son, not only just talking about the seed and the lineage, but an immoral ass woman, you know what I'm saying, a whore. Don't bring no whore to my son. You see what I'm saying? It's like, and then the Canaanites were known for being whores, because at this day, during the time of Abraham, the Canaanites were also, becoming the top people up on the earth. You see what I'm saying?
Who are the Canaanites?
The Canaanites, like the Canaanites today, is a lot of the South Africans. The ones that look all Chinese in the eyes, but they be black, though. And they usually be kind of lighter skinned a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They be like, maybe the complexion of, they be like maybe Jamie Foxx's complexion or something like that. Somebody like in a brown skin, and they have, a lot of them have slanted eyes. You see what I'm saying? That's one of the ways that Ammon and Moab look the way that they do, but that's another topic.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But, okay, verse 4. But thou shalt go unto my country and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son Isaac. Now, at this time, right, the Syrians, there was a brotherhood between us and the Syrians. You see what I'm saying? Because the Syrians were actually the people of Nahor, who was Abraham's brother. But when they multiplied and became big and everything, right, and then the whole deal went on with Jacob and Laban, that made a separation between us and them. The Most High broke that covenant because he didn't want us, going and blending with them. You see what I'm saying? And the Syrians eventually became our enemies also, which we had wars with them also. You see what I'm saying? And to this day, it will be wicked for one of us to get a woman from a Syrian woman. You see what I'm saying? When back then it was not, because there was still a covenant between Abraham and Nahor. Abraham was Nahor's brother. You see what I'm saying? That was his younger brother. And take a wife unto my son Isaac. And the servant said unto him, peradventure the woman will not be willing to follow me unto this land. Must I needs bring thy son again unto the land from whence thou comest? And Abraham said unto him, beware that thou bring not my son hither again. He's like, baby, look, if she don't decide to go with me, because Isaac had been in Abraham's house, you know what I'm saying? He's like, if she decide not to go, then don't bring my son back to me, because he understands that, now it's time for Isaac to go and be established. You see what I'm saying? Because Jacob would come forth from Isaac, who would become the nation of Israel. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, Abraham had to separate everything. He also had the children of Keturah, whom he had, who also joined with the Ishmaelites, and they became the whole Arab world. You see what I'm saying? That's how it happened. Like, remember, Midian, the land of Midian was actually on the east of Cush, which was what we call Ethiopia, and right next to that was Arabia. You see what I'm saying? They was, they separated them, and all of that other group, you know what I'm saying, became all of Arabia, headed by the Ishmaelites. You see what I'm saying? All right. Now, let's go into it again. Thou bring not my son hither again, and the Lord God of heaven, which took me from my father's house, and from the land of my kindred, and which spake unto me, that sware unto me, saying, unto thy seed will I give this land. He shall send his angel before thee, and thou shalt take a wife unto my son from thence. Now, you remember, you couldn't just marry anybody, just like we shouldn't just marry anybody. You see what I'm saying? He has a standard. That's why he said, don't bring no Canaanite woman. You see what I'm saying? We have to have this standard. We can't cast our holy seed, which is our holy sperm, upon anything. You see what I'm saying? We did this and developed enemies to ourselves. We did this in time past and then got enemies and done made enemies. You see what I'm saying? Done raised enemies and shot enemies into the belly of a damn heathen.
Created our own enemies.
Right. You know what I'm saying? We made our own. We made the sword that would cut our own damn head off. You see what I'm saying? All right. And if the woman will not be willing to follow thee, then thou shalt be clear from this, my oath. Only bring not my son hither again. He's like, don't bring him, because, see, Abraham knew that he was getting ready to die soon. You see what I'm saying? That's why he told him not to bring him back. Let him go out and be established. You see what I'm saying? Okay, verse 9. And the servant put his hand under the thigh of Abraham, his master, and swore unto him concerning that matter. And the servant took 10 camels of the camels of his master and departed. For all the goods of his master were in his hand. And he arose and went to Mesopotamia unto the city of Nahor, which was Abraham's brother. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And he made his camels to kneel down without the city by a well of water at the time of the evening, because they had been traveling, right? Even the time that women go out to draw water, because there was a specific time that women usually came out to draw water, right? And he said, O Lord God of my master Abraham, I pray thee, send me good speed this day, and show kindness unto my master Abraham. Behold, I stand here by the well of water, and the daughters of the men of the city come out to draw water. And let it come to pass that the damsel to whom I shall say, let down thy pitcher, because this servant had wisdom. He had a lot of wisdom. I want you to see what he actually did. What this servant said, we should take on somewhat of this mindset. You see what I'm saying? That man had a standard, and he was pretty much saying that if this woman does this, then I'll know that is a good woman to have, right? All right. I pray thee that I may drink, and she shall say, drink. Now notice, I'm not said, not only shall she say drink, right? And I will give thy camels drink also, because not only would she give him water, but she would also have virtuousness enough and care enough to care about all the caravan that he had brought with him, all the camels and everything, to make sure that everything was well. You see what I'm saying? Now, if she only gave him the water, right? If she only gave him the water, right, but not his camels, then he would have drink and he would be able to move on, but his camels would be parched with thirst. You see what I'm saying? So he said, if she say, I'll give you drink and your camels too, she's out for the well-being of that, his whole train that he brought with him. You see what I'm saying? That would be a very wise and considerate woman. You see what I'm saying? Let the same be she that thou hast appointed for thy servant Isaac. You see the standard that he set. You see what I'm saying? He would know that this woman will be considerate. If she's considerate for him and camels, she will be likely to be considered for a nation of people. That's what a queen is supposed to be like. A queen, her job is not just be bossing people around and doing all this dumb stuff that, black women think a queen is, to be selfish and all that, and just look good and all that. No. Her job is to be a mother over every damn thing that she's over. You see what I'm saying? It's to be a mother, to be considerate, kind, gentle, loving. Have you ate today? Are you know what I'm saying? Just like, asking, just like when you go to grandma's house and she make baby you eat. You see what I'm saying? That type of thing. That's the virtue, you know what I'm saying? That's a sliver of it that a lot of our women still have. Is it, baby, did you eat anything, baby? You see what I'm saying? And grandma be like that, you know what I'm saying? Grandma and moms, a lot of moms, did you eat? Are you okay? You got clean clothes? You know what I'm saying? You dressed warm?
My old lady is like that.
Right. See, that is virtue right there. That's the thing to be encouraged, and that's the thing to be praising your woman for. You see what I'm saying? Praise her on how she's like that. You see what I'm saying? Because she is supposed to be seeking your approval. This is what's going to start to make your house run well. You see what I'm saying? She's constantly seeking your approval. That's where attraction is at also. You see what I'm saying? Women are attracted to men that they have to prove themselves to, right? That's one of the reasons why, you know what I'm saying, a woman be more attracted to her boss than she is her husband that she ruling over in the house.
And the pastor.
Right, and the pastor. You know why? Because she has to prove herself to that pastor. You see what I'm saying? That pastor appoint her a responsibility inside that church. She makes sure she can do everything. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's getting her wet.
Yes.
And the pastor know that.
Yes.
So that's why he has to destroy her. What's natural for her to seek her husband's approval and to seek his approval. That's why he can get her at the hotel. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. That's why he can take her to the hotel. You see what I'm saying? That's why he can take her to the hotel, screw her, send her back home to you, just like the slave master was able to do, because she's cleaning his house and doing everything to please him, to make sure. And if he say that she didn't do something so well, she's hurt, she's cut. While you, on the other hand, you say, well, dear, you didn't do this, and she cussing you out. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because she feels that he's important enough for her to prove herself to. That's why you got to destroy that and make you the man. You know what I'm saying? And it's not always going to it's not always going to look pretty in you doing this. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you're going to have to get loud. Sometimes you're going to have to put her into a harsh checking. You see what I'm saying? Break that spirit. You see what I'm saying? How does the scripture say? A horse unbroken, is headstrong. You break her ass if she don't be headstrong. You know what I'm saying? And have her as your servant instead of his. Because she gonna serve one of the two. It ain't no damn neutral and all of that garbage. She want to be 50-50 with you, but she want to be 90-10 with him. You see what I'm saying? Back to the scriptures. And thereby shall I know that thou hast showed kindness to my master. And it came to pass, before he had done speaking, that behold, Rebekah came out, who was born of Bethuel, who Milcah, the wife of Nahor, Abraham's brother, with her pitcher upon her shoulder. And the damsel was fair to look upon, and a virgin. Neither had any man known her. And she went down to the well, and filled her pitcher, and came up. And the servant ran to meet her, and said, Let me, I pray thee, drink a little water of thy pitcher. Now he's giving her the test. You got to test her. You got to test the women. You see what I'm saying? You got to give them the test. He's testing her. And she said, Drink, my lord. And she hastened and let down her pitcher upon her hand. Now notice something. She called him her lord. And he was not her husband. Right? This is the reverence that women should have towards men. You see what I'm saying? They should be calling you Adawan instead of Ak. I don't give a damn what your rank is. You see what I'm saying? This man was a servant. Mm-hmm. And she called him Lord. You see what I'm saying?
She recognized all men are over her.
Right. But I done seen sisters that be like, yeah, such and such an Ak. You know what I'm saying? While this is even, sometimes this is a man, you know what I'm saying, and in whatever, you know what I'm saying, group or whatever, you know what I'm saying, that might be like mid-range or whatever, you know what I'm saying, as far as like, order or rank or whatever the hell, and she's like, Ak, you know what I'm saying? While her man is calling him Adawan, she said Ak. I've seen those type things, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you got a lot of groups out there that use, you know what I'm saying, that use the Hebrew dialect and everything, you know what I'm saying, they use the Lashawan Kodash. You got some Hebrew groups out there, you know what I'm saying, that, bite off and imitate off what the UPK doing, and the women just go, Ak. You know what I'm saying? Such and such a Ak. While her man is like, it's Salakia, sir, Salakia Adawan, you know what I'm saying, she's an Ak. You see what I'm saying? That's the disrespect right there.
And Ak is what?
Ak means brother, you know what I'm saying? But, she didn't call him brother, you know what I'm saying? She called that man Lord, even though he was just a servant. You see what I'm saying?
Disrespect.
Right. She didn't go and say to, like Abraham and call him, Lord, and then take the servant and say, Ak. You know what I'm saying? She didn't do that. She realized just because he's a man, he's over her. She realized that. Which go to show how all women that are seeking a husband should treat all men. You see what I'm saying? I don't give a damn if he's a man that's, you know what I'm saying, out there in the world just because he's a man, a black man. She should have some reverence towards that brother. You see what I'm saying? Some reverence towards that brother so that he can be able to see through her like, damn, obviously that, you know what I'm saying, that brother, whatever it is that they in, damn, that must be right. You know what I'm saying? Because the respect that she's even treating him with, he's like, damn. This is how the woman also gets her husband, how she it said that she might be able to, I'm paraphrasing, but she might be able to persuade her husband. You see what I'm saying? Her husband is now out of line to her. You know what I'm saying? She's not calling the you know what I'm saying? She's not calling, just such and such out of line and calling her husband Ock. You know what I'm saying? She realizes him as being the authority figure over her. You see what I'm saying?
Time check.
Yeah, you got the time check?
6:30.
6:30? Okay, cool. We're gonna run just a little bit of you gotta bounce out, Warrior. Yeah. All right, Warrior. Yahweh Bashim El Shabrakta.
Yahweh Bayashem Yahweh Shah Barakatah.
Right. You got it.
See you next week, bro.
All right, brother. We go to verse 29. And Rebekah had a brother, and his name was Laban. And Laban ran out unto the man unto the well. And it came to pass, when he saw the earrings and the bracelets upon his sister's hand, and when he heard the words of Rebekah his sister, saying, Thus spake the man unto me, that he came unto the man, and behold, he stood by the camels at the well. And he said, Come in, thou blessed of the Lord. Wherefore standest thou without? For I have prepared the house and room for the camels. And the man came into the house, and he ungirded his camels, and gave straw and provender for the camels, and water and water to wash his feet, and the men's feet that were with him. And notice, they went above and beyond the call of duty. She was considerate in all the ways, right? And there was set meat before him to eat. But he said, I will not eat until I have told mine errand. And he said, Speak on. And he said, I am Abraham's servant. And the Lord hath blessed my master greatly, and he is become great. And he hath given him flocks and herds and silver and gold and men servants and maid servants and camels and asses. And Sarah, thy master's wife, bare a son unto my master, and when she was old. And unto him hath he given all that he hath. And my master made me swear, saying, Thou shalt not take a wife to my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, in whose land I dwell. But thou shalt go into my kindred, the father's house. Yeah, as we go on or whatever, right? Notice, now, she was brought into honor because of her humility. You see what I'm saying? Because of her humility, she was brought to honor. You see this? Humility, as the scriptures say, humility comes before honor. That's how it goes. But what are our women taught? Our women are taught, honor comes before honor. They're not taught right. Not only are they taught that, but that's what feels good to the flesh. You see what I'm saying? The thought of fixing a man a plate, it seems stupid to them. And y'all wonder why we destroyed intergenerationally. You see what I'm saying? But most of the sisters don't care, because their only responsibility and their only love is to set up the white man's kingdom and make sure that he stays in the power. Brothers, you need to realize this. And you need to consider this, right? When you're actually, putting your woman in check. Because she's been the white man's servant for 400 years and the weaker vessel. You see what I'm saying? She is beguiled of the serpent. Now, beguiled is something deeper than just being tricked. You see what I'm saying? You can trick somebody, you know what I'm saying? But that's not really beguiling them, because it's not something that's going to keep them going forward in that trick. You see what I'm saying? Right? You know, if a person tricked me and got $1 from me, I'm not, you know, but if I keep playing the same game for years and years and years, thinking that I'm going to win, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me give you an example of what it means to beguile. All right, you have the people, the men that play 3-card Molly, right? They be on like bus stops or something like that, right? I was got through the, I lost $100 in one hand of 3-card Molly. But it was done with bottle caps and a little ball, right? Okay, what I didn't understand is that the hand is quicker than the eye. You see what I'm saying? I didn't understand that, right? So, I seen other people seeming like they was winning or whatever. I'm like, hell, let me throw my 100 up. You see what I'm saying? And when I saw him, he did, you know, he did a thing with the three caps and the ball, and I swore I seen the cap fall over the ball. He even did it slow. And I seen the cap fall over the ball. And I was sure that my eye was sharp enough to see what the hell went on. I pointed to it. He flipped the cap over, and the ball was not under there. You see what I'm saying? I was tricked. You see what I'm saying? Because I never played 3-card Molly again. I'm like, all right, you fine. You got me, no problem, no problem. But then you'll have the man, you know what I'm saying, that plays and he, you know, wins a little bit, and then he loses the $100 in the 3-card Molly, right? Now he wants to play again. Now he wants to play again. Now he wants to play again, and he's playing 3-card Molly for years, right? And he has a son who grows up to become a compulsive gambler just like him. That's what it means to be beguiled. You see what I'm saying? Now, let's go back into the scriptures. And this is the problem with our women, if I will. Our women have been beguiled, intergenerationally tricked. So what we got to do is we got to break that. You see what I'm saying? And one of the ways to do that is to be the authority figure over her. No, you ain't going to dress like that. Even at the point of arguing. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to argue with your damn woman. Or your daughter. Because your daughter going to grow up one day and get with a man. You see what I'm saying? And you don't want her destroying that man. Because that shame going to fall back on you. And it's funny because we've been taught to take shame like that and count it as something good. You see what I'm saying? We've been taught that. Like, if we got a daughter that'll cuss a nigga out because we don't want our, we so stupid, we don't want our daughters to be ruled over by a man. We want her ruling the damn relationship between her and her man. And somehow this brings comfort to a dumb brother, you know what I'm saying? Which makes no damn sense, right? But that's what we're taught. You see what I'm saying? You got to teach her to be in subjection to the man that she will futurely get with by making her in subjection to you so that when it's time for you to give your daughter up as a wife, you'll be able to do it with pride instead of shame. You see what I'm saying? You'll be able to honor your daughter instead of despise her. And when you give her away to that man, you have an assurance of your stock. You see what I'm saying? And chances are, that woman will marry a great man, or at least a man that's destined to be great. Increasing also your house, because if you got 5 daughters that's just like her, people are going to want to marry them. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of these men will be men of, you know, that are about something themselves. So now you'll have 5 husbands, or 6 husbands, rather, for your daughters, and they all are men that are about something, which will also increase your respect and increase your house and how you're looked at in society. You see what I'm saying? Your daughter's a whore, nobody's going to look at you as something to be respected in society. Nobody's going to look at you that way. You see what I'm saying? Even though that's what this society pushes, while you sit there thinking that you get love, you know what I'm saying? What you actually getting is hate, but you can't tell the damn difference. You see what I'm saying? All right. Let me skip down to verse 47 in Genesis chapter 24. And I asked her and said, whose daughter art thou? You see what I'm saying? If you got a woman that's like this, people are going to ask, they're going to want to know, whose daughter is this? And they're automatically going to think, man, this guy must be, who is this? This must be a great dude. You know what I'm saying? Look at her. And not just talking about her looks. That ain't got nothing, that's got very little to do with it. But how she carries herself. They're not going to help but to ask the question, who are your parents? What great man is this? And he already got respect for you before he even saw you. You see what I'm saying? And she said, the daughter of Bethuel, Nahor's son, whom Milcah bare unto him, and I put the earring upon her face and the bracelets upon her hand. He put her in honor. Look at this. While you out there buying your own bracelets or trying to force some brother into buying you bracelets, you got this man that's not even getting ready to be her husband or anything like that, that's preparing her, that's seeing her for another man and putting honor upon this woman. While you want to run around buying your own damn wedding or engagement ring. You see what I'm saying? And putting it on Facebook. You know, putting your hand on Facebook with this damn Cuban zirconia on. You know what I'm saying? Forcing the idea that somebody wants to marry you. You see what I'm saying? That's what you got to resort to when you ain't in order. While this woman, on the other hand, Rebecca, our foremother, was brought to honor, and she didn't even have to buy the gold and bracelets and all that. You see what I'm saying? Nor did she have to force some man to work overtime, or work a double to get her these things. You see what I'm saying? These things were brought to her by a total stranger. You see what I'm saying? And these things were expensive. They were made out of the finest gold. You see what I'm saying? And I bowed down my head and worshiped the Lord and blessed the Lord God of my master Abraham, which had led me in the right way to take my master's brother's daughter unto his son. And now, if ye will deal kindly and truly with my master, tell me, if not, tell me, and I may return unto the right hand or to the left. Then Laban, notice he also mentioned the renown, of the brother, the authority of the brother. Salaki. He realized the authority of the brother operating in respect, because even though Laban was a wicked dude, you know what I'm saying, as we see as you go further in Genesis, she still did what he said as long as they didn't conflict with the laws of the Most High and respected him as her older brother. You see what I'm saying? And the servant of Abraham saw that. So even Laban was even blessed behind this interaction right here. And so was her father's house. You see how this thing works? You see how, as I was saying before, humility comes before honor. You see what I'm saying? The thing proceeded from the Lord. We cannot speak unto thee bad or good. Behold, Rebekah is before thee. Take her and go, and let her be thy master's son's wife, as the Lord has spoken. And it came to pass that when Abraham's servant heard their words, he worshipped the Lord, bowing himself to the earth. And the servant brought. You see, when a black woman is in order, that brings a blessing to everybody. The servant was blessed. Laban was blessed. Her father Bethuel's house was blessed. The camels was blessed. You know what I'm saying? All the servants of the brother, the man that brought, that brought all the servants, they were blessed. Everybody was blessed because this woman was in damn order. You see what I'm saying? This is how a woman want to get a husband, and I'm going to end it out with the scripture. We're going to go into 1 Timothy chapter 8 and verse 12. Oh, Salaki, I guess that's... No, Salaki. We're going to go to 1 Peter, which is also going into another deal about the woman's mouth. No, Salaki, no. We're going to 1 Timothy. No. Like, you just give me a second. A little bit of difficulty right here. Okay, no, it's lucky. 1 Timothy chapter 2. And we're going to go with verse 8. I will therefore that men pray everywhere, lifting up holy hands. What does it mean to be lifting up holy hands? Hands that are blameless and separate. You see what I'm saying? That's not really that's not talking about running around doing this all day. That's not what that's talking about. You know what I'm saying? The hands, represent the blood, hands that don't have blood on them. You see what I'm saying? Means you ain't laid in wait to snare and trap no man. You've been separate. You see what I'm saying? All right? Without wrath and doubting. In like manner also that the women adorn themselves in modest apparel. Do this. You want to get a righteous man in modest apparel. Modest apparel, don't show your cleavage and don't be showing your genitals and leaving things for men to lust after. With shamefacedness and sobriety. not with broided hair or gold or pearls or costly array. It means don't let this be your confidence. It don't say not to wear this stuff, but don't let that be where your confidence lies at. And, you're stunting, you know what I'm saying? And your costly stuff, just like when you see people in the Christian church, they got on flash gear and their confidence is in how good they're looking. You see what I'm saying? It's, don't do that. It's not saying don't look good, but it's don't let that be your confidence. But which becometh women professing godliness. Now we're going to see professing godliness with what? Think about Rebecca for a second and the things that she did. She lived a life of continuously doing this, so when the time of her promotion in life came, she was ready for it. It was habitual to her for her to, act like this when the man came to her. And this is what brought her to honor. All of that humility, when the time was right, paid off, and she was brought into honor. That's why it says here, but which becometh women professing godliness with good works. You see what I'm saying? That's how Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian woman professes godliness with good works. You want a husband, right? This is how you start to get a husband. You see what I'm saying? Good works. Everybody understands good works of a woman. You see what I'm saying? And this stuff does not go unrecognized. Well, with that being said, we are the ISUPK coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, at the Commanding General Yohana. Pay your tithes, pay your donations, support the men of this truth, support your troops. The people that are out here fighting for you, that are out there risking their lives for you. And with that being said, shalom.